Hello and welcome to another edition of Business Africa. I am Afolake Oyiloye. Coming up, cotton production in Burundi faces a decline. Ivory Coast increases electricity output with the new hydro plant. And how can African countries achieve effective development without over-dependence on oil? Cotton production in Burundi has witnessed a decline following a reduction in prices. Its impact on the economy helped in sparkling growth in cotton cultivation areas like Cibitoke, Bubanza, and Bujumbura after cultivation was made compulsory in 1925. In the following story, Michael Odour and Bridget Ugwe took a look at the root causes of the decline and how farmers are coping with the situation.
In Burundi, the culture of producing cotton is slowly fading out. The country has seen its production reduced from 9,000 tons to 2,300 tons in 20 years. The decline is linked to the reduction in the price of cotton that hit several producer countries in the world. Before we had a lot of area, the whole of Bujumbura except all neighborhoods were reserved cotton production. In reality, cotton is an extensive culture. We cannot claim to have a very large production without having enough spaces. We all know that if you produce cotton, then it will be profitable. Cotton fast does not require a lot of things. It only needs 2 rainy months throughout its cycle, then it's enough. A kilo of cotton is now selling at 2,100 Burundi francs against 3,000 in 2011, while areas devoted to cotton cultivation are receding from demographic pressure. To revitalize the sector, Burundi has triggered new partnership with Brazil. They showed us good examples from Brazil. 5 years ago, they had a performance of 800 kilograms per hectare, and at the moment, they have over 3,800 per hectare. If we succeed in having that amount, then it will change to quadruple. I'm also sure that the African textile cannot consume all the production. We will then proceed to sell them abroad, and from that, we will garner foreign currencies. About 90% of the population in Burundi depend on agriculture for a living. Most agriculture consists of subsistence farming, with only about 15% of the total production marketed. An estimated 52.6% of the total land area is arable or under permanent crops.
Côte d'Ivoire recently inaugurated a huge Chinese-funded dam in the southern part of the nation. It is designed to boost the country's power capacity by over 10%. At 5% sponsored by China, the 2.5-mile-long Supri Dam is expected to add 275 megawatts of power to the network's present annual supply of 2,000 megawatts. The world's top cocoa producer has emerged from a decade-long political crisis to become Africa's fastest-growing economy. The new power project will further strengthen its growth. Amelinga and Ignatius Ano with more.
Ivory Coast has started producing power at a 275-megawatt hydroelectric plant that will boost the country's electricity output by more than 10%. The construction of this dam will reinforce electricity production in Ivory Coast, which will now surpass 22,000 megawatts. So we are well on our way to reaching the target set by the government. The new plant near the southwestern city of Cibitoke was financed by a $500 million low-interest loan from China's Export-Import Bank and built by China's state-owned hydropower engineering firm Sino Hydro Corp. Sino Hydro started construction on Thursday of another 112-megawatt hydro plant near Cibitoke, which is expected to take 3 years to build. The Ivorian government will fund half of the $306 million cost, with the rest coming from bilateral donors. Unlike many countries in sub-Saharan Africa, Ivory Coast has a reliable power supply. What we are looking for in all these investments is to have a constant source of production of electricity and, in the long run, to look at different ways to reduce the cost of electricity. With domestic consumption rising by about 10% a year in Ivory Coast, the government is under pressure to boost supply at home.
After the break, we'll find out how oil-producing countries on the continent can better manage their resources. Stay with us for the details.